In the quiet village of Nsuta Amangoase, nestled in the green folds of the Ashanti region, a child was born under a cloudy September sky in 1964. The rain had just touched the earth gently, and the elders said that children born on such mornings had golden voices. They were right. That child would become Charles Kwadwo Fosu, but the world would come to know him as Daddy Lumba, the man who would redefine high-life music and walk boldly into the hearts of millions. From an early age, Charles had something different in his voice. It wasn't just the melody. It was the pain, the joy, the fire of a soul born to sing. His mother, a chorister, often said, "This boy didn't cry when he was born. He sang. At age 16, tragedy struck. His father died." The young Charles was crushed, but instead of drowning in sorrow, he turned to music. It became his lifeline. In school, he formed a choir group and started composing songs with heartfelt messages. After his education, he made a bold move. He traveled to Germany in search of better opportunities and a chance to chase his dream. In a cold corner of Europe, Charles met Nana Akyempong, another Ghanaian with music in his blood. Together they formed the Lumba Brothers. Their harmonies were spiritual, a blend of tradition and modernity. In 1989, they released their first album, Ye Aka Akwantu Omu. Ghana felt the wave and a star was born. But Charles wasn't just any star. He was a meteor. He returned to Ghana and took on the name Daddy Lumba, a tribute to his musical roots. What followed was a storm of albums, more than 30, each one pushing boundaries. He was not afraid to sing about love, betrayal, money, politics, and even spiritual battles. Songs like Teresa, Abenwo Aha, Sika Asem, and Yentie Obiaha became anthems. Not just music, but weapons people used to speak truths they couldn't say aloud. Lumba was bold, his lyrics raw, sometimes controversial. He dyed his hair blonde, wore shiny clothes, and performed with the energy of a spirit possessed. But behind the flamboyant image was a man who deeply felt everything he sang. He had faced pain, betrayal, heartbreak, and disappointment. And he poured it all into his music. In the 2000s, he nearly died from a mysterious illness. Rumors swirled. Some said it was spiritual, others said it was medical. But the lion refused to fall. He disappeared for years and returned stronger. His voice was more mature, his lyrics deeper. He had become the oracle of high life, a prophet who sang in riddles, speaking directly to hearts. But even legends age. In his final years, Daddy Lumba stayed mostly out of the public eye. Occasionally, he would surface in an interview, a church, or on his private radio station DLFM, where he played songs from his rich catalogue and shared wisdom. He had become a myth, a living folk tale. Then came July 2025. News broke that Daddy Lumba had taken ill again. Fans prayed. Some refused to believe it. Others quoted his own lyrics. Se obra yeden e yenko yi. If life is hard, we still must live it well. But on the 26th of July, the music stopped. Daddy Lumba passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family. He was 60 years old. The sky wept. Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi. The entire nation fell silent. Radio stations played his classics. Market women wept. Taxi drivers turned up Abenwo Aha and nodded solemnly. People who had never met him felt as if they had lost a brother, a father, a voice that always understood. The government declared a state music mourning period. Tributes poured in. Fellow musicians called him the Foundation. Presidents called him the soul of Ghana. Young musicians cried, knowing the man who paved the road they walk on was now gone. But was he really gone? In the homes of ordinary people, Daddy Lumba still sings. His lyrics echo through speakers and from the mouths of mechanics, barbers, lovers, and loners. His music lives in the blood of a nation that he helped shape. And in the land of the ancestors, they say he arrived not as a stranger, but as a returning king. They say he walked into the great village of spirits, with his guitar slung across his back, his voice echoing across the golden plains. The spirits gathered to listen, even the trees swayed. And when he sang Awasu, the heavens bowed. In Ghana, stories are never buried, they are passed on. And the story of Daddy Lumba, the boy from Nsuta, who sang louder than his pain, who wore his scars like diamonds, who lived for music and died a legend, will be told for generations. He did not just make music, he became music.